Welcome to the Realm-of-Millenia, be man, woman, child, spirit, guitar, a demon, be ye a native migrator, or maybe in some sort of invader. Welcome, for I am your host, the Millennium Mailman, as per usual. And this one's just going to be a talking Sunday, right? So, effectively, I'm going to be trying to recreate a freestyle I did. It's been a long time because I've been putting it off, but I will do it. So I did a freestyle one day because I don't, I was like doom scrolling through the shorts and stuff. I'm pretty sure that I'm using that term right. Doom scrolling, when you just scroll endlessly. And so I was doom scrolling through the YouTube shorts, just watching stuff and watching rappers rap and battle rappers battle rap. And there was this one guy who was talking about privilege and just the particular enunciation of his rapping style to it. I was vibing with it. So I kind of took his enunciation and just went on this big old tirade talking about privilege, which I ultimately put way down the line for stuff to talk about privilege. So there's gonna be a hot take hump day about privilege a number of weeks from now, because at the time I just added it to the list, but lo and behold, it's coming up pretty soon because I've been stalling that long apparently. So yeah, the whole thing, the whole freestyle I did was about privilege, and I would, while in that flowy state, I was kind of berating, and then I shifted to kind of, was not kind of, but what's the word? I shifted into a more I was going for more of like this anthem bop kind of something to capture the attention more than just the punchlines and the rhyme scheme and lyricism. I wanted to go for something that could actually get, or at least something that would attract more of the layman, if you will, the people who don't know much about history and rap. So I started to not dumb down because the audience is stupid, but I started to dumb it down, what I was saying, to be less sophisticated and just more like, hey, this is what it is. Privilege is this, privilege is that. But like Andre 3000, you don't want to hear me talk. You just want to, you just came to dance. So it's like I made it less intense by changing my way of saying the hard hitting lines, right? Because around the time, as far as my feed and the For You pages was going, my shorts algorithm was showing me that what was trending and viral was the videos of kids talking about all doing like the step forward and the step back challenge with your mom and dad to see the difference of how better or worse your life is than your parents. It's like my life is way worse than my parents, and then they do the step forward challenge, and they're like, oh shit, did your life really suck that bad? And they would get all emotional. So I was just doing verse after verse in the freestyle talking about privilege and how privilege is a matter of being unfair, to being, oh, a lot of people aren't going to grasp that. So let me dumb it down. Take a step and say it like this between like hard hitting punches and verses in the freestyle. So how about I just dumb it down? Like, take a step forward if this and that. Take a step forward if you this and that. Take a step forward if you never had to. If take a step, take a step, take a step, right? And now recognize where you are. You looking pretty privileged. Pretty privileged. And I would, instead of trying to rhyme a lot, I would, even when I was rhyming in the rapping freestyle, because I can't help it, I'm a lyricist, I would do my best and occasionally even just effortlessly come up with rhymes to keep it in sync. But at the same time, the way I was doing it was just me being a show off at that point, because the main punchline every time, regardless of there being the rhymes and the lyricism, was always the fact that it would directly and relatively seamlessly connect back to pretty privileged. You looking pretty privileged, da da da. I bet that's pretty privileged how you da 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 da, because it's pretty privileged. I would literally just mark it and bring it back so well. And I'm like, darn, it sucks that I'm out and about right now and not even alone to really record myself doing this. I'll try to recreate it later. And then like the first time where I tried practicing, not it with a camera on me, like, hey, let me see if I remember all the lyrics and stuff to this. Oh, I freaking suck at it. It literally took me like 20 minutes to try and recreate the 4 to 6 minutes of freestyle recreation, because I was just so, it was so off. I was so, I spent a good 20 minutes to realize this is going nowhere. Then I kept trying for like another half hour and it still went absolutely nother. I look up at the clock and it's a whole hour later from, I'm like, I'm not doing this now. I'll do it. I might as well just do it on screen because I'm losing way too much time. I'm like, yeah, no. So, yeah, that was the whole freestyle. It was a freestyle about privilege, and then I I keep saying kind of a lot for some reason this week. But I had done subtle and not so subtle, very overt shifting with the freestyle in order to make it make sense for like even the most uncultured of people. I wanted to make it make sense. And even if that thing with the step up challenge or whatever it was eventually called, even if that isn't viral anymore by the time I actually follow through and just do it, just do it. Even if it's not a viral trend, it will bring back people's memory, like, oh, that thing, this kind of is like this, and it might like reinvigorate the trend of step up, step back. Well, it'll probably reinvigorate the viral trend of step up, and it'll like subtly morph it, like all terrible sequels, into being a step up and step back, because that's what I was doing it. Because like midway through the freestyle, I was saying step up, take a step forward, take a step forward, the exact same way the trend does. And then I started putting my regular spin of like slightly shifting the chorus to be like, take a step back if this and that, take a step back, take a step back, take a step back. Now look how far you two are apart. And look how crazy this is from where all y'all started. That's pretty privileged. That's the difference of what exactly privilege is and what it does. It divides us further than any other racisms and the other manufactured ordeals that just furthered this divide, right? Privilege has you directly walking away from each other, and those other like mental gymnastics that we do and manufacture just create a pit that makes it impossible to separate. You have to build bridges in order to conquer these manufactured divides, because there's no land for you to walk on anymore. But privilege has you walking your way further from the edge. Privilege, you can close that divide. Is a divide that you can close by just figuring it out, right? But these other things is like creating a chasm in between, or depending on your perspective, you might say just the opposite. Like, no, privilege is the barrier no one can do because they're starting from a better thing than me. They have a better start, right? So privilege is the gaping Grand Canyon, and racism and other things are the you just walking away and you need to walk your ass back and be less racist, right? But I digress. That was the entire scope of the freestyle I was doing there. I'm going to redo it. Try to do it on screen. Sing with me, guys. So it's not like I put it on the camera, it's not like a freestyle. It'll be a bastardized impersonation of me trying to like recreate the freestyle I actually did before. But it's just unfortunate. I coulda, shoulda, woulda just filmed it the first time had I known it would have been that freaking good. Because it really was that good. It was just unfortunate that no one was recording. I feel like if anyone recorded it at all, I would have been like, send me that. And I would have just posted it. But no one was recording because it was just a regular day. And didn't think much of it. But that was a good like thinker right there. That was a good freestyle. It was definitely one of my best ones recently. And by recently, I mean the last 2-3 years. It was probably my best freestyle in the past 3 years. I'm not very good at freestyle, in case you didn't know. I think I'm decent. I think I'm half decent. I don't think I'd be the worst in a room of freestyle, but I sure don't think I would be the best of a room of people trying to freestyle. And I would say that was probably my best freestyle. Because like, even no matter who you are, a conversation about privilege can definitely hit home, especially when the people talking about privilege aren't mindless drones. As long as you can understand the concept of what privilege is, even if it's not emotional, if you understand what the actual definition is, it can hit home. If you don't know what the definition of privilege is, but you do fully understand the actual emotional ties of privilege to people, even that could allow those punchlines to hit home for you. If you are not so blind and you can just see things regardless of whether or not you agree privilege exists in a particular fashion, you can see and hear the lyrics and be like, okay, I understand the perspective now. I still disagree with you, but I understand the perspective, and it makes me a bit more empathetic to your plight and your concerns about privilege, right? Because when I was first getting into the freestyle, it was because the dude said something stupid about privilege. And I'm like, that's because, like, when I hop on a beat, if you will, when I hop on a beat that someone else is currently rapping on, what I hate and disdain to do is like blatantly disrespect you. So he was talking something that I would consider to be stupid about privilege that I super disagreed with. So more so than educate him, I was speaking in a manner to correct any misconceptions the audience might get about privilege from the way he said and talked about it. Because he had a good thing to say about it. It was just the way he articulated it I disliked. So on a more subtle level, I intentionally chose to rehash his cadence as he was talking about privilege in order to subliminally bring people back to that moment of him talking about privilege to better resonate and stick with them. Like, hey, you heard him talk about privilege. Well, let me go on this next 5-minute tirade talking about privilege and fixing anything he might have just fucked up for you about privilege, right? Privilege isn't racist. Privilege is something you get from being racist. So I'm joking. Privilege isn't racist. It's something you get from being racist. That's funny. I like that. I would say that at least 100 more times, even if it's not something I actually believe in. it it sounds like a good phrase. I'm gonna try and morph that into a Funny Guy Friday video one. Diabolical indeed. But yeah, my freestyle was about privilege, and I want to recreate that video. I'm going to. Don't say wanna. I'm going to recreate that freestyle into a video, and I will not allow myself to procrastinate that off for too long. So, yep, there you have it. I look forward to the pretty privileged freestyle and expect it to follow that trend of step forward and try to follow the cadence as I shifted, because I shifted from just talking about privilege I started talking about privilege and then shifted it into making it more of a trendy conversation with the viral TikTok thing about step forward, step back, turn it into an electric slide, cha cha, cha 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 cha, and went on from there. Basically, I would say it wasn't easy, but it is easy to follow once you do it. So, yeah, I honestly don't remember a lot about the freestyle. Well, lies. I remember a lot about the freestyle. I don't exactly remember the order I said most of the things in the freestyle, which is where a lot of the complexity and recreating it comes from, which is why I should have done this and the actual freestyle months ago when I actually did it, but forget about it. I'll be fine. So yeah. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna try to anyway, and I'm gonna just do it. Just do it. The Nike style. Anywho, and I digress. Did I not say all of my intro today? Being man, woman, child, spirit, creature, or demon? That's crazy. But anywho, like the video if you like the video, or what I had to say, or at least how I said it, comment down in the comment section down below. Questions, thoughts, opinions, or anything else you might want to say, or just send it to me at millenniummailman@gmail.com. I check the email once a week, and I'll probably answer any questions on a Mailman Monday, or answer it on a Tourism Tuesday. And share the video for more exposure of the channel, myself, the content, or the book Realm-of-Millenia that this channel was made for. And subscribe if you feel like dislike the video if you don't, but even if not, peace be upon you. Goodbye.